1.
Hi.
Hey guys,
That was a good
welcome
one.
to that's actually a good one this week. Good job. You have been practicing, Bush. That sounds like you've been practicing. Welcome to another episode of Rez Hockey. I'm Trev, and with me, as always, is my what do I call you? My forever? My forever?
Jeez.
My side by side. I'm Tango, he's Cash. I'm Shake, he's Bake. I'm Rocky, he's Apollo. I am who else
You're
is there?
you're Starsky, I'm Hutch.
Yeah.
The remake with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson.
Yeah, what else? I'm British Bulldog, he's Davy Boy Smith. No, is that the same guy? Davy Boy
Yeah.
Smith?
Chess Rockwell and Brock Landers.
Who's that?
You never watched Boogie Nights?
Oh, jeez. What the fudge? Um, I'm Wayne Gretzky, he's Yari Curry. I'm Austin Matthews, he's Mitch Marner. I'm Drysdale, he's McDavid. I'm Romeo, he's Juliet. So yeah, guys, thanks for joining us for another week. Uh, and This is episode 109. So yeah, welcome to Rez Hockey. Bush and I are on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe. We are recording our show on Treaty 3 territory, so we always want to give land acknowledgement um to where we live and where we are recording the show. So we good.
Yes.
Whew. For this week's guest for episode 109, she's from Kahnawá, Quebec. She's a former University of Maine Black Bear player. She played with the Buffalo Buttes, and she is currently, geez, where's my notes? She's currently a reserve player with the Montreal franchise in the PWHL. Our guest for this week is Brooke Stacey.
Yeah.
So yeah, that interview will be on later on in the show. Unfortunately, Bush wasn't able to attend our interview with Brooke because he was probably drinking coffee, relaxing on a
More
Monday,
like
not working hard.
it.
So it's just Brooke and I with the interview. And it was a really good interview. So yeah, like I mentioned, it will be on later in the show, probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes, depends how long Bush likes to yap his lips.
That's
So
true. That is true.
shout outs. Do you have any shout outs for this week?
No.
No? I just want to give a shout out to Dave Possible. I played for his hockey team this past weekend, the Diamonds, and we had a good time. Unfortunately, we didn't get her done and we lost in the finals. And
That was a close one, too.
again, I got kicked out of the game. I think that's 2 out of 4 years in this tournament. I got kicked out, but this time I lasted more than a shift, not like the first time I got kicked out. So, but we'll talk about that later, maybe in a couple minutes. I got a shout out for Connor Roulette and Dalen Wakely, former guests of the show. Connor is a forward with the Spokane Chiefs, and Dalen's plays with the North Bay Battalion in the OHL. And both guys scored, they hit their 100-point plateau for this season. So both Dalen and Connor had huge seasons for their respective teams. So we just want to give a shout out for those two young guys. They're free agents this year, so I'm sure they're going to be getting calls from NHL teams to sign some contracts, to sign on the dotted line to get paid. So good luck to Connor and Dalen. I'm not sure if Spokane are making a playoffs, but I know North Bay is. So good luck to you guys as you head into the brand new season of playoff hockey. So yeah, that's always it's gonna be exciting. Like I just mentioned earlier, Bush and I played in the last chance hockey tournament in Dryden, Ontario, home
Yeah.
of Chris Pronger.
And
The
Sean
last
Prunger.
Sean Pronger as well, but he's the lesser known hockey player, I guess. Dryden hosted the last chance hockey tournament where it's a 3 division tournament. You got your 35 plus, 45 plus, and your women's division. And this year, I didn't play with Bush's team. Usually, I play with the Copperfin. What do you guys call it? Copperfin Moose?
Copperfin Moose. Yep.
I decided, after talking with my agent, that I would sign with another team for this year. So I ended up playing with the Diamonds. And how'd you guys do, Bush?
We lost in the semifinals. Bright and early Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. was our game.
And we had a game, our semis. We won our semis, but we played at 8 a.m. on the Dryden has two rinks surfaces side by side beside each other. So yeah, I got the early game, Bush had the later game, but like I know like we're getting older now and but why do they have to put us so early? Like I know we're up early anyways, but
The
come on, 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday.
yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah, that's a little rough, but it was yeah, we won our finals, I mean semifinals, and we made it to the finals and we lost in the finals 3-2. Our team, the Diamonds, tied it up with 18 seconds left. And this,
However,
however, the team came down. They got a face off in our end. Our centerman Wog didn't win a face off, and they scored with 9 seconds left. So that was it. That's all she wrote. And I think they were called what? Kahnawá NHL.
yeah, noon hour
Noon
hockey
hour
league.
hockey league. So they won it. They beat us. And like I said earlier, I didn't finish the game. I got into a fight. Not too many people get into fights in old timers, but of course, me, I have to get in the fight. Um, there was a lot of chirping going on for old timers. There was a lot of bad words going back and forth. I was right in the middle of things, and some things were said.
Oh, excuse me.
Um, and one of the other players on the other team uh had enough, I guess, and dropped his gloves first. And I didn't want to look like a chicken shit and skate away, so I had no choice to drop my gloves too. And uh, but and the funny thing is, I know this guy, and like I sat around and had some cold pops with him for years and years, and but for some reason he wanted to fight. So I was like, okay, let's go. And I got a scratch on my forehead right there, like between my two eyebrows and my eyes. First, I don't know, he went to try to grab my jersey, but he just poked me and scratched me, and I gave him a couple of good rights, and it was all over Snapchat, I guess. So, but and Damon Gardner's dad sent me a video of the little fisticuffs. So Vince sent me like a 30-second clip on Messenger. So thanks, Vince. It's just crazy. I mean, like, is it good or bad that at our age, like, we're playing old timers and we're still fighting? Does that still mean that we're competitive and the intensity's still there, the blood's still flowing, and or are we just idiots?
I no, I'd say it's different when you're on the ice. The competitive all is still there, and that's good.
I mean, because it was a 1-1 game or a 2-1 game for the longest time, right? And it was very competitive and always two-handing guys, and they were getting pissed off, and well, they were doing the same to our players, and yeah, it was really competitive and pretty good pace for old timers. So, was it rough when you guys played that team in the semis?
No, it's pretty. It wasn't rough.
No.
No.
So, did you have fun at least playing with the Copperfin Moose?
Yes, I did.
It looks like you have more gray hair on your head after this weekend, and I can see new wrinkles. Is that from this weekend?
No, never. It was a
Never,
lot of
never,
fun.
never. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun playing hockey.
It is fun. It's this tournament's it's fun. It's
Mhm.
there's no cash prizes. Usually they give away t-shirts, but for this year, I don't know, there was no t-shirts made. Um, but it's just a fun tournament and it's nothing serious, but with our game it got pretty serious. But yeah, I just want to thanks the guys at the Last Chance Hockey Tournament for putting on a great event, and I
Yeah.
hope they keep it up because there's rumors this past weekend that it might be the last tournament
Mhm.
and they might pack things up and not have one next year, but I hope that's not the case. So uh when you stay at hotels, do you like you know how most hotels give like little shampoos,
Yeah.
conditioner and like lotions? Do you take that stuff when you check out of your room?
Yeah.
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 I was surprised this weekend. Like there's not too many hotels that have like the shampoo, the conditioner and the body wash on on the
Yeah.
like
On the
connected
wall.
to
Yeah.
the wall already and you just like well obviously you got to squeeze the bottle to get the stuff out, but how gross do you find that gross? I mean like what if someone tampers with it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A little
Like
gross.
like
I
we
used.
stayed at the Best Western this past weekend and that's how their complimentary shampoo and conditioner and body wash. It was like one big jug, well, three separate bottles, and I was kind of like, should I use this? Like, what if someone tampers with it? It's gross. But yeah, I'm one to usually takes everything, like all the like if there's like like little mouthwash or shampoos and stuff, I always take them, and I
Yeah.
have
Me
like a
too.
really big collection.
You never know
Now,
when you're gonna need it, though. That's
yeah,
why.
because like one couple of years ago, I had like a really big collection, and I ended up donating it to the Fellowship Center for the people who don't have a residence and are
Uh-huh.
on the street. So it went to mine went to a good cause. I didn't want to give it up, but yeah, so I ended up donating it. But I'm starting to get a good collection again. But um, there's one hotel in Toronto that I stayed at. I took the slippers. They had like complimentary slippers, and I took those. And they gave bathrobes, and I was going to try to take one, but it didn't fit on my carry-on. I should have just wore it to the hotel. I mean, to the airport and just wore it on my flight. People would have been just looking at me. Why is this guy wearing a bathrobe?
I know.
But yeah, when you stay at hotels, does it matter? Like, does it have to be like a name brand, or is it just any shampoo in any hotel you'll take?
Any shampoo.
What about the coffees and tea? Do you
Oh
take those?
no, I leave those. I bring my own coffee now. My own coffee pods.
I knew a guy one time. He took batteries from the remote.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if he needed batteries for his Walkman or his Discman. It was a long time ago, but he took the remote batteries when we were checking out. Oh, I don't know.
I do draw a line though.
You do draw a line.
Yeah.
If it's a good coffee, I'd probably take. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I
I
would probably
noticed that
take a
about you.
coffee. Yeah. I had a coffee Saturday afternoon. Um, Around lunchtime, we had a break.
Mhm.
So there's a Safeway across the street from the arena. So I went to go get some pineapple, some fruit to eat for lunch. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'll get a coffee. I'll try it out. And I got a medium dark roast coffee with just plain like black, no sugar
Yeah.
or milk. And I was like, holy man, I was like almost jonesing. I was like, I think it was too much caffeine for me.
Oh yeah, that Starbucks coffee it's a little, not a little. It's definitely stronger than a normal McDonald's or AW coffee that you'd get.
It felt like I was shaking, like I was having like too much caffeine. I was like, holy jeez. Like I was thinking like, how can NHL players drink coffee before a game? All right, because you see a lot of them walking in
Yeah.
with like a Starbucks cup, and I wouldn't be able to do that. That was too much for me. Yeah, I usually don't drink coffee. Maybe once in a blue moon, and once in a blue moon, I'll have a tea from Tim's or something. But
Yeah,
how much coffee do you drink in a day?
quite a bit. Probably about 3/4 of a pot.
How much is that? Is like how many cups in a day?
Oh, well, it's I start I it stems from working shift work, right? So I get up in the morning, I'll have my coffee in complete silence, like no lights on. I'm no TV, nothing. I'll just not even my phone. I won't touch it. I'll just sip it for about 10 or 15 minutes. Slowly bring myself to cohesion, I guess you'd call it. And then my second cup, I'll turn the TV on and either watch some highlights or I'll just put on some YouTube background music and just slowly bring up. And I'll make half a half a pot at work for the morning. So I have a four good mugs of coffee per day.
Wow.
And if I'm feeling in the afternoon, I'll make a cup or two.
What about when you get home after work or in the evening?
Oh
Do you drink coffee?
no,
No, not decaf or nothing.
no, not decaf. Depending. Well, maybe if I play hockey at night, I'll sometimes go to 10. I'll go to McDonald's and grab a small cup before. That's just what I do.
It's
Yeah,
who I am. Don't judge me.
it's who I no judging.
Like, what is too much coffee in a day? Like 4 or 5 cups of coffee?
Well, um, I would say, I would say 6 cups is almost too much
That's
because
yeah, that's
that's
a
a
lot.
lot because you're ingesting a lot of caffeine. You're introducing a lot of caffeine to your system. It's not good.
Yeah, along with like sugar, right?
Nope, milk.
No.
But most people have sugar in their coffee, and it just ruins the taste.
When I flew to Toronto, I'm not sure if I told you this. When I was flying on the way back from Toronto to Winnipeg, the flight attendants asked a lady behind me what she likes in her coffee, and she said 6 sugars. And he couldn't believe it too. He's like, "Did you say 6 sugars?" She goes, "Yes." Okay, I was just checking. That's a lot, he said. So I
And
was
it's
like,
jeez.
imagine if she has maybe 3 cups of coffee a day. That's like
Holy.
18 sugars
Yeah.
a day. Holy jeez. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't I was like, should I go turn around to see to look at her? But I'm sure been she would have been offended if I would have turned around right away and just looked at her.
The way I looked at you when you ordered that fast food.
Yeah, when I ordered my
That's,
double quarter pounder because I was starving because I didn't eat all weekend. That
and I just
disgusting look. Sheesh. Oh geez, you know what I just remembered?
was that
I left my food. I got 7-Eleven food. There's a 7-Eleven in Dryden. Bush and I stopped at 7-Eleven on the way back yesterday, and I forgot my wings in the car. I wonder if they're still good because it's
they're
been
frozen?
cold. They're
Yep,
frozen, right?
they'd be good.
Maybe I'll have them as a snack later.
There you go.
Just kidding. I try to not eat after 8 o'clock. I just try to drink water and
Oh,
maybe a little bit of juice. But yeah, I'm trying to live a healthy life.
okay.
But I had 2 pop today, so that's not helping. The pools
Oh, here
for
we
the
go.
2024 Fred Saskamoose tournament came out on what, Thursday, Friday, Thursday, last week, anyways. There's 40 teams. There's from Pool A to Pool H, so there's 5 teams in each pool, meaning that each team will play a total of 4 games, and there is 14 teams in a women's division with Pool A, Pool B, and Pool C. I'll say Pool A for the men. We'll go through the men's first, then the women's. So I'll say Pool A, then you go. Okay. Let's see how many times we butcher a name. Okay, Pool A, Cross Lake Islanders, Fort McKay Braves, Eagle Lake Chiefs, Samson Hawks, Gordon's Golden Hawks.
Oh, almost. All right,
almost.
we got Pool B. There's PBC and Stars, Muskeg Lake Blades, James Smith Resilient, Fisher River Cree, Pessamat Montagnais. Oh, and for the readers, no, we are just reading it as is. They have not put their full indigenous name, so I'm not taking shortcuts when I say OCN or PBCN.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Pool C, Norway House Bruins, Red Pheasant Rebels, Patinak Pats, Stanley Mission Riverhawks, Round Lake Bears.
Pool D, OCN Winterhawks, Mistissini's Trappers, Sandy Lake Chiefs, Tsutina 7 Chiefs, and the El Siptog Oilers.
Pool E, Canoe Lake Young Guns, Qualendung Predators, Sandy Bay Flying Feathermen, Beardy's Blackhawks, and Coty Selects.
Pool F, Whitefish Flyers, Saging Braves, Kainai Braves, Washkagonish Wings, and Shakash.
Pool G, Akwesasne Wild, Peguis Mohawks, Alexis Nakota Nation, Ciprian Prairie Wolves, and Mistawasis Niakwak. I think I got that one wrong. Sounds wrong.
H is Six Nations Ironmen, Onion Lake Border Chiefs, Kisiku's Rangers, Frog Lake T-Birds, and Rankin Inlet Falcons.
I like the name T-Birds. That's pretty cool. For the women's Pool A, Sage Strong, 2-time defending champs, Fort Albany, OCN Blues, Ontario Thunder.
Yeah. Pool B, we got Cross Lake Lady Islanders, Fort Carlton Blackhawks, the Métis Nation, Alberta Thunderbirds, and Atlantic Hawks.
And Pool C, Red Pheasant Lady Rebels, L'Orange Lady Niners, TNT, is it, or TGT?
I think is that a 6?
T6T? That's a 6, yeah.
T6T
Braves, Northeast Wildcats, and Treaty 4 Ladies. So that's all the teams participating in the 2024 Francis Saskamoose Championship and Chief Thunderstick National Hockey Championships in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, May long weekend. Should we pick a winner now? We'll do it later, eh?
We'll do it later, yeah.
We'll do it later.
We'll do the show before the tournament. We'll make a little prediction.
Oh yeah, once we find out who's all playing like import wise and who's picking up who, then we'll pick winners, because like we've always said, your imports are so important. It's a make or break for a tournament, so it should be very interesting. But we just want to give a shout out to our bros from Northwest Territories.
Mickey.
I know, I was trying to Mickey Apana, who's a former guest. Their team. What's their team called?
Wait.
I know. Inuvik Huskies.
Inuvik Husky. Yeah.
I
couldn't get the word Iqaluit out of my head.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, the Huskies aren't going to the Freddy, and so hopefully we get to see our boy Mickey though make an appearance at the Freddy.
Yep.
The Huskies were always a good team, and it's and Moose same for Moose Cree Scrappers. They're not
Yeah.
playing this year after making the top 8 the last 2 years. This just comes down to travel, right?
Yeah.
For Moose Cree and Inuvik, they're far away. Like their travel, they'll have to raise like at least 30 grand for hotels, meals, and just to travel for all the players because they're so far away. So, um, unfortunately, they're not able to attend this year's tournament. But good to see some new teams and just a lot of the teams from the past that played in the Freddy. So, just like Bush said, we'll talk about we'll pick our winners from two, 2, 4, 6. We'll pick the top two teams in each pool because the top 8 usually make it to Sunday hockey. But um, just looking at the pools, Bush, that last year there was a pool of death, which is
Yeah.
like all 5 teams were strong. All 5 teams could have beaten each other, but it was such a strong pool that they could have all 5 teams could have made it to Sunday hockey, but unfortunately only the top 2 made it. And after looking over the pools, what pool do you think is going to be the hardest to get out of? I think for me, I think Pool D is going to be the hardest. You got OCN, Mysticity from Quebec, Sandy Lake from Saskatchewan, uh, our bros at Big Cove, Elsipogtog Oilers,
Yeah.
and how do you say this again?
Sutina.
Zutina. I can't get that. Just for some reason, my brain just. So yeah, Sutina 7 Chiefs. So I think that pool is going to be good because any team can could win that place in the top 2. So that's my pick for the pool of death this year.
I'm looking at Pool E though.
Canoe Lake, Sandy Bay, Beardy's, Cody,
And one.
Qualendon. I don't know who
Yeah.
they are. I think that's a team from Northwest Territory, so I'm
Okay.
not too familiar with them. But
Mhm.
Sandy Bay will have a good team. They have a bunch of young kids. Canoe Lake, as always, they'll be contenders, former champions. Beardy's a good
Yeah.
team too. Cody's a good team. They'll have young guys. So Pool E is a good one too. Like I think there's like all from Pool A to Pool H, there's really no one that's gonna have an easy time in these pools. That's the thing. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And for the girls, I think the toughest division for the women's division, um, I'll probably be Pool A, Say Strong, Fort
Yeah.
Albany, OCN, and Ontario Thunder. 4 teams in that one in that division, but yeah, I think that's going to be the toughest one. So yeah, that's my pick for the women's Pool A. So it should like always should be a fun time in May long weekend in Saskatoon. So make sure you book your rooms with a hotel that is affiliated with Chief Thunderstick National Hockey Championship
Yeah.
because I know there's a list of hotels that have a working relationship and are affiliated with the tournament. So make sure you book your rooms through them to help the tournament out. So with that being said, let's head over to our interview with Brooke. So yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Hey guys, Rez Hockey would like to introduce you our guest for this week, episode 109. She is from Kahnawá, Quebec. Rez Hockey would like to introduce you, Brooke Stacey, to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Uh, how did you get started in hockey?
I actually started on a little rink outside my grandma Barbara and my Bubba's house. I was 3 years old when I started skating, so I don't do the math, but it's been a while. So I kind of just started out on that little rink, and I think my uncle Jai is to give most of credit to. I don't remember, obviously, because it was a long time ago, but I guess he was a big help in me starting hockey and whatnot.
Did you get started in ringette? Because I know a lot of girls usually get started in ringette, then make that adjustment to hockey, or was it just straight to hockey?
Nope, straight to hockey, and basically only hockey. I played a little bit of lacrosse and soccer,
Yeah.
but hockey was the main sport. Once I was like, I think I was 12, my dad was like, you need to stop soccer, you're gonna get injured. And he's like, if you're gonna get injured, it's gonna be in hockey. I was really upset because I really like soccer, but I was like, might as well just focus on it.
You attended the University of Maine and you played for the Black Bears. How was your experience at Maine?
Lots of ups and downs. I started off, I was 18 years old and moved to the US. I made my lifelong friends there, which I'm extremely grateful for. We had a few rough years where we didn't perform very well, our team. So we were like at the bottom of Hockey East for I think my first 2 years, and it just wasn't clicking like on the ice and whatnot. So that was a struggle. But when I first got there, I started very well. Like I was on the PK, to power play, first, second line. So in that experience, it was really good. The Maine is beautiful. Like I wish I would have explored more with my teammates. Like there's national parks right by our town, and like I wish we had more time to do that, but hockey was just like we had one day off a week, so there wasn't much time to really do anything until postseason. But yeah, I got my degree there in sociology with a minor in Native American studies and women's gender studies. Don't know what I'm doing with that yet. But the job I had last year, it was a sociology degree, like that they wanted, so I guess it worked out. I never thought that that would be in a description for a job, to be honest. Like it was just a really interesting program to be in, and I still don't know exactly what I want to do with my life besides trying to pursue professional hockey again. So still working that out, but yeah, it was, you know, there was some ups and downs with the coaches, and they like it wasn't the greatest experience in that sense. Like I quit right after university for basically a whole season. I just like wasn't in love with the game anymore. Like just all that stuff with the coaches, it was just way too much. Like the bag skating, and like they were very like hard on us, and so it was very like I get emotional talking about it. Like it was just a very impactful 4 years of my life. But obviously having my best friends there was extremely helpful, like being able to have your people with you all the time and just debrief and try to make it through those rough days and rough practices and stuff like that. But once I got back into hockey again, I fell in love with it again. So I'm happy that I came back to the game, because I was definitely done after my 4 years there. It was just too much.
How was it as a student, being a student athlete? Like, how was it like with the studies and with the practice? Was it hard to adjust, like doing it every day and that day in, day out of being a student athlete?
I wouldn't say it was a big adjustment because I went to prep school. That was just hockey focused, like obviously with school too. So I think I was already in that mental state of school hockey every single day.
Yeah.
So that wasn't too much of an adjustment. We had classes in the summer too, which I think I struggled the most with, like trying to stay focused on school in the summers when I just want to enjoy my free time. And then also trying to stay in shape for hockey. I always like was super in shape in the season, and then like during the summer I would just like be a little bit lazy and like fall back on my training. So that was an adjustment for sure. But going into university, like I think I was very well prepared because of the prep school that I was at, and I was at Ontario Hockey Academy for 4 years. So I moved away from home at 13 too. So being away was not too big an adjustment either.
How was it at that young, at a young age to move away from home to a totally different new environment?
It was difficult, but my first year I was roomed with 3 other Native people. I don't know if they did that on purpose. Like but that was so much fun. Like I'm still friends with the people I was roommates with my first year. One of them is in Pekogan and one's in Mistissini. So I see them once in a while, maybe once a year, but those are just lifelong friends that I'll have from that prep school and that first year, like having that support system and being with other Indigenous people. But I think the huge adjustment was like not having people at home. So like I had my family and whatnot, but like I feel like the friendship bonds like at that age is like when it starts to grow.
Yeah.
And so moving away, like I lost all those friendships that I had. So that was like a huge adjustment. But and then like my language, like I grew up going to Mohawk immersion, but then once I left the school, no one at home spoke the language, so I lost it really fast.
Mhm.
And then I grew up in Longhouse, so that's where we have our ceremonies and dances and stuff like that. And I used to go a lot as a child, and that's not something I've reconnected with. And having my own son, it is something that I want to get back into, but like I have a lot of anxiety and like going into a place where I haven't been in a long time and like not understanding or knowing what to do. Like it's hard to get myself back there, but hopefully one day I'll have the courage to go back again. But that was also like a huge disconnect, like from my culture and my language was what happened when I left.
After Maine, you played in Sweden for the year. How was it playing hockey across the pond?
It was a cool experience. It was a lot more busy than I thought it would be. Like there wasn't time to really do anything. It was kind of like university all over again. But it was fun meeting people over there. Like I'm still really close with someone who's from Denmark. So I made that friend over there. So I'm always grateful for those experiences and just to go live in Europe. I was only there for 2 months. Like I played, I think maybe 5 season games and then we went straight into playoffs. And like I said before, I was off for the whole year, so I didn't
Yeah.
perform to my best abilities. Like it was like I wasn't focused on hockey before that or training for it much. So stepping into that professional league over there, I was definitely not up to par. So that was hard to try to not be too hard on myself and try to perform as well because I know there was expectations on me. But that got me back into hockey. So I'm grateful that I was able to get that opportunity and play in Sweden.
And you also played for the Buffalo Buttes, the NWHL. How was it? Was it the same kind of caliber? How like were you able to adjust playing back in North America after some time in Sweden?
I think I adjusted pretty well. Obviously the ice surface is a lot different. Playing in Europe, there's a huge ice, so there's so much more skating. But I think I do better on these small ices, surprisingly, even though I find my top skill is skating, but that ice over there is just ginormous. So once I came back over here, it was just a lot easier. And then obviously the language, like in Sweden, they were obviously speaking their language a lot, so it was hard to kind of group in with the people. But I had a really good season. I was doing well for points. I was performing really well, like back to my university play. And then I got pregnant. So in December of that season, I was done. That was a huge adjustment, obviously. But yeah, that like being in Buffalo, like it made me fall back in love with hockey. Like that was the season that brought me back. And just like the coaching staff and the players, like it was professional, but it was also fun and not like a huge pressure to like perform your best. But I think that goes back to Maine where there was so much pressure to like always do good and always be at your top game. Whereas like here it was like a more understanding environment and just easier to like be myself and perform the best that I could. So I'm always grateful for the Buffalo Buttes and that experience that I had with them.
Um, Off air, we talked about one of the questions in my next question is and I like asking this question because it's always a funny question. What do you prefer, Target or Walmart in the US? Because like the Walmarts in the US are totally different night and day compared to the Canadian Walmart. So which one do you prefer?
I prefer Target. It's more expensive, but it's like more bougie than Walmart. So I like we're really close to the border here. So we go to Plattsburgh and like
Yeah.
I'll go to Plattsburgh just to go to Target and Chipotle. So
Oh
like
yeah.
in my system to go over there.
Have you ever had Cusada? It's almost like Chipotle, but there's a lot of Cusada restaurants in Canada. Have you ever tried Cusada?
No, I haven't.
No, it's way better
No.
than Chipotle.
Really? I
Yeah,
don't think we have any in Quebec.
there's
I'm not
one in Kahnawá and there's lots in they're pretty much all over, and like there's a couple in Southern Ontario, but yeah, I'd rather would have Cusada over Chipotle. So if you
Oh,
ever find a Cusada, you gotta try it out.
yeah. I'm not a big person in trying new food, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Because yeah, I was in Toronto a couple of weeks ago and I had Chipotle and I was like, this Cusada's way better.
Doesn't
So
compare.
yeah. Um, you just signed with Montreal to be a reserved player. How was that for you? How was that? Like, were you excited to sign? Were you looking to sign with the new team?
I was not expecting it, to say the
No.
least. I was released back in, I think it was December. I'm pretty sure it was December. So I just like, I was ready to retire and just play, pick up leagues, men's leagues over here and play in native tournaments. Like I have a lot of fun playing in native tournaments and meeting new people. But I got a text from my agent and an employee with the Montreal team who was with me on the force last year. And I was like, why are you both texting me? Like it was so random. They were both like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, what is going on? Because it took me like an hour to answer me. And I'm like, something's cooking and I don't know what it is. And I was just like, there's no way, like, but um Michael, I think it's Michael, Mick. I call him Mick. He's the one who reached out to me from the Montreal team and he was like, we want to sign you as a reserve player and we were happy with how you performed at camp and what you bring to the team. So I'm just grateful to have another chance at it, and I just have to perform my best at practice and prove the skill that I have and hopefully get into the lineup. It's hard to say if I will be or not because it really is dependent on injuries and maybe how people are performing, but I don't know all that information yet. So I'm just excited to get to practicing and see how it goes and hope for next year.
How does it feel to get back into that family type with a lot of hockey teams being so close knit? How does it feel to be like with the family again?
Yeah, that's like the biggest part about hockey and like a huge adjustment just in my life outside of hockey, like not having, your friends there all the time. So I'm excited to get back to that family oriented hockey group. And like when I was with them for camp, like everyone was so welcoming and so nice and easy to be with. So I'm just excited to be back and touch base with everyone again and make those friendships.
What's your best hockey memory that comes to mind right away?
I want to say when I played with the U18 Team Canada and we won gold in Hungary. Obviously that was a huge goal in my life to play with Team Canada and to win gold with them at a world championship was amazing. That tournament was fun. It was just like a crazy experience. And like we had a lot of fans that came with us and like my mom and dad were there and two of my cousins also flew over to watch. So just having my family there with me too to experience winning gold and just coming home to like everyone was congratulating me and like just super proud of me. And that's a huge thing with my community. Like a lot of people follow my career and they're just like congratulating me and coming up to me. And I don't know too many people just like because I'm so young. So like a lot
Yeah.
of people approach me and I'm like, I'm sorry, like I don't know you, but like I'm willing to talk to you and whatever. But that was a huge thing too, like coming home and just like everyone being proud of me and for my accomplishments and whatnot.
Some of your best and closest hockey friends.
Oh, I would say a lot of them are from Maine. But they all live so far away. I have a wedding in Long Island. She's my best friend from Maine. That's in May, so I'm excited to be there for her wedding. And it just shows like the friendships you make, and even though the distance is there, like the friendships stay. Even from Ontario Hockey Academy, like my best friend, she lives in Ontario now, but she's from Alberta. but like my bestest friends since high school, and like we still talk every day, and like we do visits. And so just like those friendships I made through hockey, like I'm always grateful. And with that friend, like it was my senior year and I was supposed to room with people I had already known because I was a senior. So we had like our list. So I was really upset at the beginning because I was like, why I'm the only person who didn't get put with people on my list. But then like my best friend now ended up being my roommate, and that's how we became friends. So it's like it worked out like
Yeah.
totally fine because I'm so grateful for her. So it all works out.
Music is pretty much is a big factor when it comes to hockey, like pregame tunes and stuff like that. Did you have any favorite pregame tunes when you played?
My genre is like everywhere. Like I kind of like all types of music, so I don't have like a specific type of music, but just like a hype me up song. But I can't think of one that is like my top right now. I just like those high beats and like rap music. So I guess
What
everything.
was techno like on your list?
Um, not the techno with no lyrics. No. There has to be some lyrics in there so I can sing.
Are you a country fan, country music fan?
Yeah, I've grown to be. I wasn't in high school, but now I definitely am.
Are you a fan of Morgan Wallen?
Yes, for sure. I would love to go see him live.
I went to his concert back in September in Winnipeg. It was unreal. It was
Oh,
so good.
that's sick. I
Yeah, I
wish.
know.
Maybe one day.
I think who else was Bailey Zimmerman opened up for him in earnest, so it was a pretty good night.
That is that's amazing.
What meal did you have for your pregame meal?
Depends where. Like in university, we were always provided our pregame meal. I have to say like chicken and pasta is like the go-to, but usually like you're provided that meal. So
Yeah.
I'm not much of a cook. Like I do not like cooking. I'll do it. I obviously have a son to feed who depends on me. So I don't have a choice anymore. And I'm living on my own. So it's like I gotta get better at it. But uh yeah, I guess chicken and pasta, I'll have to say.
So that's your go-to meal right now. If you were gonna cook today, you would make
Oh yeah,
chicken.
I'm cooking dinner. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna cook chicken for dinner and hopefully figure out what's gonna go with it.
What about being superstitious? Because like when I still play, I still dress the same way every time since I was in Bantam, like left to right and everything. Are you superstitious?
Yes, I not yeah, I do all my left gear before my right. Um, Even like if I pick up my right shin pad, I'll put it back and put my left on.
That's how
But
I am, yeah.
yeah, I'm not like I don't know, I've never not done it, so I don't know what it would be like to do it the opposite way. That's like the only superstition I have is putting my left gear on first.
That's how I am, and a lot of people like my co-host Bush thinks I'm totally crazy because I'm still like I'm playing old timers now, so and I just totally
Yeah.
dress the same way, and he thinks I'm nuts for doing that. But I think it's just I just react like left, right,
Yeah.
left, right, and so
I'll do
yeah,
it my whole life. It's not gonna change.
I'm finally happy to finally meet someone who's on the same page as me
Yeah.
because Bush thinks I'm crazy. What about res tourneys? Are you able to get out and play a lot of res tourneys?
Yeah, I recently went out to Brandon, Manitoba. So I was there for that tournament. And I think we lost in the final, which obviously isn't great, but it was fun to be there and be with old friends that I had met at tournaments like a long time ago. And then making new friends, obviously, it's great. And hopefully I'll be able to go out to Freddy. But that depends how this season goes and when playoffs end and whatnot. But I do plan on going as of right now. We just have to wait and see if I'm able to make it or not.
What advice would you give young female hockey players who want to leave home and just want to play college hockey and whatnot, but just they're not really sure if they want to, they're kind of hesitate. What would you tell the young female hockey players?
I would tell them to do it, just to chase their dreams, and it's going to be a huge adjustment. Like, it's not easy for everyone, and I know some people struggle more than others to leave their community. I find it more prominent in reservations that are more isolated. So like you have your tight-knit communities, and I feel like it's probably harder to leave there than, like my community, where like we're very big and like we're right near Montreal, like there's no isolation whatsoever. So for me, it was a little bit easier to adjust to leaving the res and, leaving my family, but to know that they support you is a huge thing as well. Like if they are able to go to your games and just give you that encouragement to leave, and to know that, they're still going to be there and the community is still going to be there, is a huge thing to know when you leave, especially at a young age. But the opportunities are there, and that you just have to put in the work to do it. Anyone can do it. Doesn't matter where you're from and whatnot. You just have to take that step or that leap. It might be scary, but it's always there to chase your dreams and just put in the work, because anything is possible when you do.
Before we let you go, we'll finish the interview with what we call 5 rapidness questions. Are you ready?
No. I'm so bad at these.
First question, baked or fried bannock?
Fried.
Question number 2, ever use a bed sheet for door or curtain?
I have not.
Question number 3, ever see Ernest Munias live in concert?
I have not. I don't know who that is.
No, you don't know. He's like
No.
he's really well known from like Manitoba West. They call him
Oh,
King of
okay.
the North. So
Okay. So that makes sense then, but I
yeah.
don't know.
Fourth question, bannock burger or Indian taco?
Indian taco. All the way. I love my Indian tacos at Powwow.
Fifth and last question, can you jig?
Oh, I think it depends who you ask. I don't know.
All right, Brooke. Thanks for taking the time to come talk some hockey with me and sharing your journey, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, and take care.
Thanks. You too.
One.
Hi.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back from our interview. It was a really cool interview, and it's really cool to that she was able to get on with the Montreal team from the PWHL. So we wish Brooke all the best in Montreal, and so hope things work out. And it's really cool. It's like, wow. For this week, top 5 with all the teams that were announced at the Freddy, we're gonna say top 5 hockey team nicknames, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah.
There's there's including women's, there's 54 teams all together. So we're gonna go name our top 5 nicknames that we like. Bush has a list and I have a list. So we'll be that's our this week's top 5. Okay, number 5 for top 5 nicknames, team nicknames that will be participating at the Freddy. Number 5, I'm going with the Six Nation Iron Man. I
Oh.
always think that's a really cool man. Cool name with Six Nations are well known being iron workers, so that's really cool to how that goes hand in hand with their history and the team nickname. Who's your number 5?
I gotta go local. I gotta go with the Eagle Lake Chiefs, just because grew up around them, watching them around here.
Okay, number 4 for mine is the Thunder. I think that's a cool name. The Thunder plays a big part of our culture. So yeah, it's the Ontario Thunder in the women's division. So that's my number 4.
Yeah, I like that one actually. Yeah. Number 4, the Alberta Thunderbirds, just because my mom's name and my daughter's names, they're part of the Thunderbird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For number 3 for mine is the selects. That sounds cool. Like when you play for a team that's called the selects, it means like you've been selected as one in few, like you were chosen specifically to play for that team. So it sounds like almost like an all-star team, right? The selects.
It does, yeah.
So Cody selects. I played
Mhm.
for them for old timers, so that was the good group of guys over there.
I like the name the Winterhawks.
Yeah.
OCN Winterhawks, yeah. I really do. Plus I like their emblem, their crest.
Yeah, that's a nice logo that they have.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me for my top 5 team names who will be participating at the Freddy. Number 2 is the Trappers.
Oh.
The Disney Trappers. I've never heard that name before with a team nickname. So it's a traditional activity for us too, trapping our trapping our food, right? Setting some snares and stuff like that. So that's a cool one.
Mhm.
Disney Trappers.
What about you ever feel like a young gun on a team? I like the Canoe Lake Young Guns. And I also like that old movie, 1988 with Emilio Estevez.
when I
It's the
play
Young
for
Guns, right?
when I play for a tournament, and that's the second time I heard that name from a Rez. Uh, long time ago, El Sipatook in Big Cove, they used to have a team called the Young Guns.
Hmm.
So that's the first time I heard that name. But I think that name Young Guns originated from up. Remember, like in the 90s, Upper Deck Hockey used to have
Yo, yeah.
Young Guns, right?
Yeah.
Young Guns, like rookies. Used to have rookie cards, and it would be specifically called a Young Guns. So that's where I'm guessing where
Hmm.
they might have gotten the nickname. We'll have to ask Bells how the Young Guns
Yeah.
came to, but yeah, the Young Guns is always a cool name. Number 1 for my top 5 nicknames, team nicknames that will be playing at the Freddy is the Alberta Thunderbirds and the Frog Lake T-Birds, which are the same thing. So that was your number 3,
Yeah.
and that's my number 1. So that's a really cool nickname.
I gotta say it. The Tog Oilers. I do.
Yeah, that's cool. We've we got a really cool friendship with the boys from the El Tupatuck from Big Cove. I've known a lot of good people from there for many years. So can't go wrong with the Oilers.
No.
We're always a big supporter of the boys from out east, from New Brunswick. So yeah, I guess. But like what we were talking off air is like you don't see teams like the Flames, like with too many. There's some names with like the Blackhawks and the
Yeah.
Wings, but there's like no Oilers, no Jets, no Maple Leafs, Senators, Canadians,
Yeah.
so Kings or. But yeah, it's there's so many like to pick a hockey name, you really have to think, right? Like like is this or like what if it's an animal? Like are these animals close to our community? Are they part of our clans and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's some names that kind of like I was just looking at the list again. Like Peguis, their nicknames are Mohawks.
Yeah.
And they're playing against Aquasaucony, so or no, Aquasaucony's they're
Wild.
yeah, they're Mohawks, from Aquasaucony's.
Yeah. The Mohawk Nation.
So Mohawks will be playing Mohawks. Get it?
I see what you're getting at.
Yeah, but Stanley Mission, they have a cool name too, Riverhawks. Red Pheasant Rebels.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's like everyone has cool names. And okay, let's see how many chiefs there are. You got Onion Lake Border Chiefs, so that's 1. Sandy Lake Chiefs, 2. Who else?
Eagle Lake.
Eagle Lake Chiefs, so that's 3. So 3 Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I like in Pool F, there's
Actually,
Kainai
there's-
Braves and Saugeen Braves.
Yeah.
So it's the Battle of the Braves.
Battle of the Braves.
So yeah, it's cool though. I'm totally looking forward. In the near future, Bush and I have a big announcement to make regarding us and the Freddy. So we're
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be exciting. It's a big announcement.
It's
Really
the-
big, really big. So
Talk about leaving the comfort zone, man. It's going to be huge, though.
yeah, so looking forward to that, and make, like we said earlier in the show, make plans to go to the Freddy and
Yeah.
watch some really good hockey. This coming up weekend is Easter weekend, long weekend. You get Friday off, you get Monday off, plus the weekend, so it's a 4-day weekend. Actually, for my work, we get off at Thursday at lunchtime at noon. So
Nice.
nice. So looking forward to that. Okay, for this weekend, there's 2 big tournaments happening. One in Kahnawá, Ontario, called the North American First Nations Tournament of Champions, and we call it NAFN. So, and Winnipeg, there's a tournament called All Nations Tribal Days Hockey Tournament, which is put on by Sandy Bay First Nation, and that's in Winnipeg. So we're gonna go through the list of teams that we think is going to take the championship in both tournaments. So we'll start with the North American tournament. We'll go through the teams. There's Rankin Inlet, Falcons, Shoal Lake Flyers. I can't even see Fisher River Terriers, Lac Seul, Eagle Lake Chiefs, Nissacheron Rockets, Rat Portage Braves, St. Teresa Point, Pekanchkum. What
Zunga? Yeah.
I can't even
Wabsamung
see.
Falcons.
GN Eagles, Saugeen Braves. Who else that other one? I can't see that, man.
I can't zoom in
Bay-
enough.
I can't see that. And Whitefish Bay Rangers. I'll pick 2 who you think are going to be the finals, and you pick 2. So my
Okay.
2 picks to be in the finals is going to be Rankin Inlet, the Falcons, and the defending back-to-back champions, the Eagle Lake Chiefs. Those are my 2 picks. And I think I'm going to pick Rankin Inlet winning the championship, winning the 25 Gs over Eagle Lake. So who do you pick? Who are your 2 picks in the champion?
I was going to say the same thing. Because I was talking to Tim Cavanaugh the weekend, actually, now that you mentioned Eagle Lake, and we were just yapping about that they're going to have they think they're going to have their hands full with Rankin Inlet because to be one of the first times they play without body contact.
Yeah. And
So-
like I watched them at the Freddy, and those boys could fly.
Yeah.
I mean, even with hitting, they were still flying out there and hitting. And just imagine, it's a totally different game when there's no hitting. You got more room to think and to see the play, and you don't have to worry about a guy coming after you and trying to hit you and take you out of the play. So it's going to be different. These guys are going to be like flying more, I guess you could say, because of the hitting, because there's no hitting. So you're going with
I'm going to go with I think the Falcons will take it.
but that there's a game Saturday at 5:45. If Eagle Lake and Rankin keep playing, they'll play each other in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
So that game at Saturday at 5:45 is pretty much, I think, the championship game, because one loser will go to the semis and probably win that. Then the loser will have to take that the long way, the Sunday, 3-4 games, 5 games maybe on the Sunday, and make that long way. Yeah. So yeah, that's our picks. Rankin Inlet over Eagle Lake Chiefs. So, and that one is 25 1,000 for first place. Do you have the schedule for the Winnipeg for the Tribal Days?
Tribal Days, have it with me. Yep.
Okay. For the Nietzsche division, which is the open, there's Peguis Mean Machine, Lane Stars, Riding Mountain, Peguis Mohawks, Moose Lake Junior Monarchs, Norway House Bruins, Sandy Bay Feathermen, and
And
Musabing.
yeah, hey,
Woo!
yeah,
I
you
kind
did
of
it,
closed
yeah,
my
right
eyes
away.
and kind of just guessed, and so sorry if I did butcher it. I did try it. Sounded good.
It did, yeah.
Excuse me. Defending champions are, who won that one last year? I can't remember. I think it was Norway House that won that. I think they beat Lane Stars in the finals. But I'm going, my top two will be Norway House and Lane Stars, with, I'll say Lane Stars come out on top. So
You know what? I'm not going to count Sandy Bay out. I'm going to go Norway House and Sandy Bay, but they play each other right away. So one of them's going to run the gauntlet.
yeah, so if Norway House and Sandy Bay win their first games, they'll play each other Saturday afternoon. So, but yeah, I'm going, yeah, Lane Stars and Norway House for me, and with Lane Stars winning that one.
Yeah,
and I'm not 100% sure if that one's body contact or not. If that's senior, they call it senior hockey out west,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, yeah, that's our picks for this week's tournaments. It's going to be exciting hockey. If you're in the Kahnawá or Winnipeg area, go check it out. It's really good hockey. So Bush is playing old timers in Kahnawá. So if you're go watch them. How do you feel knowing that people have to pay money to come watch you play?
I feel privileged.
Yeah, I feel like a pro. So I'll be playing in Winnipeg at the Tribal Days. So I decided to go to Winnipeg instead of Kahnawá. So it should we're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to having a good time and seeing a lot of friends and meeting a lot of new people. So if you see Bush or myself around hanging around the arena, come say hi and come take a selfie with Bush. He only charges $5. $5 or a large fries at the canteen. So our my Toronto Maple Leafs and Bush's Edmonton Oilers played against each other on
why do you have
Saturday,
to bring it up?
and with my Toronto Maple Leafs winning against his Edmonton Oilers 5-3. But the thing is, we never made a bet. Like we were trying to we were thinking, what can we bet for the loser to do? I came up with ideas. Bush didn't like them. He didn't agree. And so we never really came down with a bet, which sucks because I would have won. I said that either shave off his mustache so he can have like a Amish beard type, or shave some of his head so he'll have a skullet, which is like a mullet but bald on top and just a little bit hair on top as well, like a Al Freddy haircut.
Oh yeah.
But Bush, for some reason, wasn't up to it. Like hair grows back, man. Who cares? In a day, how much do you wear your hat? Do you wear your hat
Nonstop.
Yeah. So see, like no one would have known your hair. I should have did it while you're sleeping.
Holy crap.
Hello, my precious. Just relax.
Oh boy.
I should have just did it. You're a pretty heavy sleeper too. Because I was walking around making noise, bumping into things, trying to walk in the dark, and you were still sleeping hard. So
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you wouldn't have noticed. From a scale
Probably
to
not.
1 to 10, if I would have did something like shave your face or something or cut your hair, how mad would you be at me. Like, would we be doing the show today if I would have did that Saturday night?
Yeah.
I should have, man. I should have. Next time we were in a hotel together at the Freddy, I'll
At
do
the
something.
Freddy. Shit. Oh boy.
Or I'll comb your hair bang straight, and I'll just use scissors and just give you like a bowl haircut, like Dumb and Dumber.
Like Lloyd?
Yeah. We'll just prank each other just really bad.
Yeah.
So, but I had ordered nachos, and Bush was just giving me and my nachos included black olives, which I love, and Bush hates. So Bush was sat beside me at the restaurant, and he was just giving me dirty looks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You should have ate olives. That would have been funny as well. But good for the Leafs for winning Saturday. But yesterday they lost against Carolina, and Edmonton lost against Ottawa of all teams.
Yeah, I know.
So just like our bro Card said last week, he doesn't think the Oilers are going to go far with Skinner, and I agree
Yeah.
with him. So you guys are in trouble, man. But Edmonton Oilers are in Winnipeg tomorrow. You're going to the
I
game.
am going, yes.
How excited are you to go see Connor McDavid and Draisaitl?
Very excited.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Where are your seats?
Section 112. I'm a high roller.
Nice. You should have just bought a box. Sweet. Could be cheap. You make
I don't-
150 G's easy and tax free.
That's that.
You're like pretty much on council.
Oh boy.
So you got your tickets like right away when they first came on sale to the
Yeah.
public?
Yeah, I bought them way back in like September.
Yeah. I was
And I-
last minute when I bought Leaf tickets. I was probably like maybe 3 days before.
Oh.
But are you gonna wear a jersey? Are you a true
Always.
fan, or you're gonna be
Yeah.
like last time and not wear a jersey?
I got I don't know which one I'm going to wear, the away or home jersey.
Are you gonna
it's a
wear
game
your
time decision?
Ethan Bear jersey?
Probably, more likely.
Are you gonna wear a toque or a hat?
Probably a baseball cap.
Because it's still cold. I can't believe
Yeah.
this weather. I thought the hedgehog
know.
or groundhog or
The
something hog
hedgehog.
said it was gonna be an early spring.
Yeah. Well, I would wear a toque, but it gets so hot in that arena though.
What about your son Hunter? Hunter's what is he? An Oilers fan?
He's an Oilers fan. Yeah.
What
He's
the-
coming
Come
with.
on,
Yeah.
Hunter. Jeez.
Yeah,
Should have
with all-
smacked him when I
yeah.
saw him.
Random smack.
What's that for? It's for being an Oilers fan. Smart enough. Well, yeah, that's good. Happy for you guys to get to go
Yeah.
together.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
always a fun time, especially when your kids same fan as the same team as you, right? So right
Yeah.
on. Take a
Plus-
sign, man.
Plus, oh yeah. Plus, I got Sue converted to Oilers. Hopefully,
That's embarrassing.
But
Oh. Take a sign and go to like pregame skate. Like, can I have a stick, McDavid? Or rock, paper, scissors for a puck.
yeah.
You should just take a sign. I'm 65 and this is my first NHL game.
Yeah.
Trade you for a candy bar because a kid did that when I went to the Leafs game. He had like a candy bar and he had a sign. So take a sign. I wonder if it's going to be on Sportsnet or TSN,
Probably Sportsnet.
or if the winner, the Oilers score, take off your jersey and
Throw it
just
on the
go
ice?
bare belly and start waving it. You got to do something to go on TV. Anything else before we skedaddle for the week?
No.
No, not me either.
Is good.
Okay. So
So when do you want to make the announcement? The week of the Freddy? Yeah.
Maybe a couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's not till May anyway, so
Yeah, it's not till we still have another
month and a half.
month and a half. So, but yeah, thanks for joining us for another episode of Rez Hockey. I'm Trevor, and with me is Dennis.
Yeah.
So this is episode 109. You could catch our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Podbean, or you can watch us on YouTube.
Yep.
Search Rez Hockey. We thank you guys really for supporting us for the last couple of years with this show, and it's always fun making fun of Bush and laughing about him and teasing him and getting to meet a lot of good hockey players, and a lot of former and current players who paved the way or who are paving the way for our next generation of Indigenous hockey players. So it's we're always thankful for the support, and we're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So, and Bush is on Facebook. He only has 35 friends, so if you want to go over to Facebook and search his name, Dennis, he might need a couple more friends. So yeah, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week for episode 110. So have a good Easter. Remember, parents behave, players behave, because there's no bail court on Monday, so you'll be stuck in the clink till Tuesday. So remember that when you try to act up. So have a good weekend. Remember, have a good weekend with the kids, and if you're in the Kahnawá and Winnipeg area, watch some good hockey. So, but yeah, we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.